So we're doing a different kind of metal detecting hunt today. It's a very hot, very humid day, and I wanted to do some water detecting today, but unfortunately it didn't pan out because the water is still very high, which was a shame. Weather data, or water data from the government, said that it was down low enough, but then I got there and it was still very high and very swift. So ended up helping my dad for a little bit because today is Father's Day. Spent some time with him, but now I have a few hours to kill. I actually killed one of those hours detecting at the spot I'm going to show you now, which happens to be right across the road from my mom and dad's. So I actually had to go back and get my camera because I forgot it, but I have my gear over there, and this is the spot right here. So this is a farmhouse, and actually it may look a little bit old, perhaps, but it is not as old as I originally thought. This is actually only from about 1940, give or take, from what I can tell. But the people who own this house are good friends with my mom and dad, and we were all hanging out one day last summer, and I had asked them about how old this house really is, and they confirmed, you know, it was from around the 1940s or so, like I thought it was. But the property itself, the land itself, has been in the family for generations. And they actually said that this house behind me is not the original farmhouse. The original used to be across the road from this one, which is where we're going to go next. I was here before, and of course didn't find a whole lot. Found a lot of clad, found a little bit of clad today, but I do want to show you something that confirms that there used to be an older farm sitting across the street from us, where we're standing right now. So we're standing on the road right now. Over here is the old farmhouse I just showed you, and here's what I found over there in the yard. I didn't find anything really old except for one thing. I found mostly clad. I found like a 1970s, 60s aluminum can, but I did find one thing that I actually must have skipped over before. And I'm thinking it's because I had a larger coil on my detector. But I'm going to show you here in a second what that is. And then across the street here is where we're going to be going. Sun is starting to slowly go down, so I'm not sure how much time we're going to have today. But we're going to do our best. And I want to show you guys what's over there. It's pretty cool. But first I want to show you this, this thing I found. So I found this flat button in the yard over there. And my first thought was, oh, that's modern, that can't be old. But I researched it on my phone when I was back walking down the lane to grab my camera, and it turns out that this is actually anywhere from 1790 to 1840. And you can see there was a little shank there, it broke off. I don't know how well you can see it. It says gilt. I know you can see gilt color, but there's another word over here to the left. It says treble gilt color. So this is this would have been a British flat button. It would have been manufactured in Britain, and yeah, 1790 to 1840. So I thought that was really cool. But that's literally like the only old thing I found over there, and there's the other half of it. So my theory was, so there's a stable over here. You can't really tell, but it's behind the trees. The people who own this property actually let my mom and dad keep horses here, and my theory is that it was always a stable, and it's just where the people who would have lived across the street at the old farmhouse would have kept their livestock, and somebody just got their button caught on something, or it just fell off, and it's been there for over 100 years. That's my theory anyhow. But we're going to get to it and check out this property over here now and see what we can find. Oh, well, I actually was over here already, and there are good targets. I didn't dig any because I wanted to save them for you guys, but I want to show you something cool. So this is a lot more overgrown than I anticipated it was going to be. I actually had to I'm glad I brought a machete because I had to actually hack my way through the weeds to show you guys this. We'll try and work our way back here. You probably won't be able to see it now. But back there, you can hear running water right here. But back in there, let's see if I can zoom in. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a spring back there. So that's just more evidence pointing to that there was a home site here. And you can tell it's a spring because the current is flowing the opposite way. And over here is a stream. That's the creek. We may try and detect a little bit in there because I'm not sure how well we're going to be able to detect in here. It's just way too overgrown. But if you look down over here, there's some cool stuff that just shows you this is an old home site. So right there is a piece of crock. There's a few pieces of crock in here actually. Some ceramic. There's another piece. And I did get a few signals right here in this little spring stream, so I think we might dig one and just see what it is. Okay, I'm actually a little bit closer to the spring now. I navigated myself through the weeds here. You can see that's the source, all those rocks where it's coming from. But I found a fairly decent signal right here. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. I'll let you listen to it. So it's just a little blip, but it's pretty consistent. So we're going to go ahead and see what it is. Alright, well that sounded good when I was detecting it. I have no idea what it is. It's a mystery object. It's all iron encrusted and everything. But I have begun to start electrolysis with some of my finds. So we'll take this with us and maybe we can find out what it is at a later date. See if we can find another good target before we head out here. Alright, I walked even closer to the spring now and I got a good signal here. There's some raspberry bushes, by the way. So I'll let you listen to this one. So it's bouncing around a little bit, but it's fairly consistent in tone for the most part. Oh man, I was wrestling with this one for about 10 minutes. I don't know what it is, but it's big. Let me show you what it is. So I think this is has a little bit of red on it. Where did I see that? Over here. It's almost like some kind of door. But it is heavy. It's old, whatever it is. I don't know if I should try and keep that and run it through electrolysis. Can't really make out anything on it. My guess is it's some kind of like stove door or something. Very heavy though. We got a little, maybe about 15-30 more minutes before the sun starts to really go down. So see if we can try and get one more find at least. So unfortunately our little search got cut short. Not by my choice, by somebody else's. So I just happened to see a copperhead. And it doesn't surprise me because it is very hot and kind of starting to get dry now, but it's still a little humid. I didn't realize that usually they come down, my dad said they come down from the mountain when it's really dry. I guess it's kind of dry, but it still feels pretty humid to me. And I know it's common to mistake them for water snakes or milk snakes or other kind of snakes, but I wish I would have got a picture of it, but if I would have stayed a second longer, I don't know if I'd still be here talking to you guys. But I'm fairly certain I didn't see any black in it and it was copper colored, so I'm almost certain that's what it is. That's why I hightailed it out of there. That's why unfortunately you're not going to see any more footage today or of this site for a while. However, we will be back here in the fall. Sorry you guys have to wait that long. It's like a season finale and you gotta wait till next year. But my life is my life's a little bit more important. So hopefully we get a water hunt in soon, and we'll find some stuff. The site I was gonna go to today had some pretty good stuff. So other than that button and that plate, nothing really old. So we'll see you on the next one.